In this video, we're going to discuss how to ask the end user questions using a multiple choice box. From here, I'm just going to use the default macro file called macex.mex, and I'm going to right click anywhere in this white area here and click New Macro. Now, depending on how you want this macro to start running, you can choose hotkeys or schedules. I'm just going to set it to no activation and go into the scripting editor. From here, we have two different options in order to get to the multiple choice menu. First off, we can click dialogs and click multiple choice menu. If you can't remember where that's at though, and you're say in macro control, you can search for a command using the search for command box by typing in multiple, and as you start spelling it, if it can locate it, it will pop it right up. One note about using the search for command is that sometimes commands use the same word for the first word, such as variables. You'll see variable get control variable, and in order for it to sort correctly, you actually have to type in that whole word plus the next word. So if it doesn't have any similarity, then it should pull it right up by typing in like something like multiple choice window. Alright, back to what we were doing. Now if we double click on the multiple choice menu, we have several different options that we're faced with. First, we need to decide if we want the user to only have one selection or multiple selections on the multiple choice menu. Let's go ahead and leave it on radio button menu, which is a one choice option. After the user selects that information, say if you have fiction, mystery, history, science fiction, fantasy, and they select history, well, you need to be able to collect that information of what they selected. So how do we do that? Well, you probably guessed it. I am going to tell you where that information goes. In the destination variable, which any variables annotated by a T means that that is for text or string, which will store any type of text or numbers or for the most part any character that you can think of. And then you also have N, which is numbers, which we don't see here, and D, which is for decimals. Since we're not already using T1 in our macro, let's go ahead and leave this at the default, which is T1. If we were using T1 and some of the other text or string variables, we might need to select something higher up on the list. So like I said, I'm just going to leave this back at T1. And next it's going to ask us what title do we want to present our user with. The title is simply referring to the window title. So following the example in the book, if we type in the title which genre, and then we can ask or prompt a description which will say which genre of books do you like to read. The main part of using a multiple choice menu, which is the menu list, allows us to type in the names of what we want the user to select from. We like to make macros as easy as possible to run each time that you must run them. So we can actually accomplish without selecting anything from the multiple choice menu by using an and sign so that the user can use a hotkey to select that option. What I mean is by if you put an and sign and then the word that you would like, such as fiction, when they press Alt F, it will then select the fiction choice. And let's go ahead and do that to the rest of these. And mystery, and history, and science fiction, and fantasy, and biographies. From here, let's go ahead and press OK and try running the script. If you remembered, I put the and sign before each letter. So if I press Alt F, it now selects fiction, or Alt B selects biographies. Depending on certain options that you've selected in your computer, will show the underline under the specific letters that are hotkeys for the script. On this computer it does not. However, in the book, the computer used does show them. And one other note, let's go ahead and click cancel and go back into our multiple choice menu. You can actually go from A to Z, and you also have 0 through 9, which gives you a total of 36 different options that you can put in a menu list. A couple of other quick things about the multiple choice menu is the dialog position. This will allow us to select where we want this menu to be put. If we want it in an absolute location, say bottom right or bottom middle, we can do that by using these arrows, or center, and then clicking save. If you do move it manually, you also have to click save when going out of it, and then that will save that left and the top position. The next option is save item text versus save item value. The save item value will save the letter, which is A, B, C, D, up to Z, or 0 through 9. Whereas the save item text will actually store what's listed in the menu list. One question that comes to a lot of people's minds is, does the and sign go with the word fiction? Well, yes, it would, because it's listed in the menu list. Now, if you decide that you can't really live with that and sign being there, but you still want to use hotkeys, there is actually a way to take care of that. If we press OK, and we go under variables, and we click variable modify string, from here we need to decide what we want to do. We want to delete part of the text, and which variable do we want to delete the text from? T1, which then brings us to our next question, what starting position? Starting position in Macro Express would be 1, which is the first location. If you tried like 0 and you use our next method to test that, it will actually not delete the character because 0 is not part of the string. And then how many characters do we want to delete? Well, we want to take care of 1 character and press OK. From here, if we try to run this and we select one of these options, nothing really happens because we haven't told that variable to do anything after it deletes that character. So what we need to do is add a dialog and use a text box display just to test this out, and put in %T1 in the box content. The box header you can leave blank or you can fill out depending on if you would like to do that or not. Next, press OK, and if we run the script now and we select, say, history and click OK, you'll notice that we just get the word history, we don't get the and sign. Now, if that didn't convince you that the character was removed, if we disable this command, variable modify string, and rerun the script again and select mystery and press OK, you'll now notice that that and sign is now there. Now, it's always a good idea to make remarks in your script, even though I haven't yet. If you want to save this, you can add a remark to the top, which if you use the insert before command and click that, and then you can type in the name of this macro script, such as multiple choice menu. Press OK. After I'm done with that, it's a good idea also to name this script using a nickname. So if we're in the Macro Explorer, we can locate the script by naming this something similar to multiple choice menu or something like that, and pressing save. Now if we go into Macro Explorer, we can see multiple choice menu. And this concludes the multiple choice menu video.